Forward. There we go. So Elizabeth, go ahead.
Okay. Well, Corey and I have kind of been talking today, and I'm sure y'all kind of heard like rumors of things that are to come. I don't know if you've seen the big reveal coming May 6th, and then we've got convention coming up. And so I really think kind of piggybacking a little bit on the call from a couple weeks ago where we're talking about I just think we need to focus on regaining momentum in our business, and in particular like being prepped for May momentum that I really think will be there once we have the big reveal and once we do have convention and things like that, and we have some new things coming down the pipeline. I think that we don't want to be caught kind of like, oh my gosh, well, I better start posting about Plexus again. Like we need to be prepping now with getting our Franks list updated, taking inventory of who our current customers are, our past customers, kind of analyzing our team and kind of going, okay, who could I have that might want to run when some of these new things kind of come down the pipeline. So I think the focus kind of tonight is talking about momentum and how do we get momentum back into our business. In particular, of course, I always love an alliteration because I was an English major, so momentum in May. So really, I think like Corey and I kind of went back and forth over voice text today, but just like regaining some momentum and how do we do that? And I know Corey asked several of y'all to kind of give a testimony about like when in your business have you felt the most momentum or the most excitement or seen the most action? And so then maybe here in just a couple of minutes we can hear from those people, because I think it'll kind of help us like jog our memory as far as like, oh yeah, I was doing that too, and I felt excitement and I felt that. And I told Corey like a lot of it too is recognizing, like for me personally, before we do the other testimonials, like it's like finding my passion in Plexus. Like right now, I was telling Corey, like this is me being 100% honest. Like I can't like post about my pink drink and talk about all my energy because I literally like there's not enough pink drinks right now that are going to help me feel extra energy because I'm just tired because of the baby. However, and for me, I can't post about something that's inauthentic. Like that is just me. Like I have to when I post something, I have to really feel it. Like I can't go, Edge is so great. Well, I can't take Edge right now because of nursing, so I've got to focus on, well, what can I authentically post about? And I mean, what I was telling Corey today was, typically I would have allergies this time of year. So I've got to start really posting about the probiotic and how much that, yeah, I have a new baby, but I'm not dealing with allergies this season because of Plexus, and I'm sure, I'm not going to talk about great night's sleep, but I know when I am sleeping, it's probably I'm sleeping a lot better because of taking the probiotic and the Mega X and all that kind of stuff. But I think like finding that Plexus passion again, like kind of taking an inventory of your past business and thinking, when was I most excited? Like when was I most excited about it? Was it when I was sharing the product with somebody and they were having a great success? Was it when I was signing new teammates? Was it when I was signing new customers? What is it? And then let's figure out how to do that again so you're excited about it. And then I think maybe through some of these testimonials, and then there are some basics. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. There's just basics you always have to do, the consistency and all that. But we'll end with that. But let's hear from, I think, Emily, Carrie, and Corey, right? Y'all were going to talk about it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know what order y'all want to go in, so.
I don't care.
Carrie, Corey, why don't you start since you're.
Okay. I think for me, one of the main things as I was looking back on some of the things that really helped grow my business, and this is something I just haven't done in a while that I literally was like, why haven't I done that? Well, because we couldn't there for a while, but it was drawings or giveaways. And I remember my first drawing that I did, I'd started it and just said, comment or message me to be entered in this drawing. And a lot of y'all have already heard this, but then the day of, I said, hey, just like this post if you want to be entered into a drawing. Because I had like 7 people. But then when I just had people like it, where all they had to do was just click like, by the end of the day, I had like 60 entries. And I could have cared less who won. It was really more about getting more leads and contacts, because that gave me an automatic in to people to contact. That's how I reached out to Kristen Gustafson. I mean, I literally was like, she's in Minnesota. I'm going to start. And so I knew her from camp, and I knew she was a great people person. And so I was like, okay. And so I reached out to Kristen. I mean, that was a perfect example. And she's one of my strongest legs now. I got a few other ambassadors that way, and definitely a lot of customers. And so I just was like, okay, because we couldn't do drawings there for a little while, but now that we can again, I was like, okay, I need to do that, because that gave me a list of 60 names to just, not even with Frank's people, but just people to be like, they've already shown interest just by liking this, and that's an automatic foot in the door. So that was one thing.
Yeah. So if you're stuck and you don't know who, like, oh, I have nobody else to tell about Plexus, a drawing, or you know what else I did, like just along that, like I did a little thing about, well, no, I think I ended up doing a giveaway, but something about how much weight would you be interested in losing? 5 pounds, 10 pounds, like, you know, it could be something like if you were going to feel your best this summer, are you happy where you are with your weight? Would you want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds? I was shocked how many people put how much they wanted to lose. Like people who'd never liked a Plexus post were like 15 pounds. I'm like, I can't believe you would share you want to lose 15 pounds. You've never liked one Plexus thing. So then same kind of thing. Like, and then I think I gave away like a 7-day sample, which that doesn't cost anything. You know, I mean, costs $20, but if you have now all of a sudden 60 people that you can follow up with, like that's huge. It really is. I think that was a really good reminder when you brought that up today. I think just when you feel like you're cold, and it could be like, let me send you a taste, and all you have to do is, I'm going to send 3 people a taste of the pink drink. Well, then you just send 1 stick of Slim to 3 people. Like that costs you even less. So just stuff like that to reinvigorate, especially for you if you kind of feel stuck, and then you have all of a sudden, even if it's 5 people to send something to, or 2 people, like that's somebody. You don't feel like, oh, nobody likes my Plexus post. I mean, I posted that thing about being doing my gray hair with holding the baby. I had like 400 people like that, and then so I was like, awesome, I'm going to post something about Plexus. 3 people, because I was like, I'll be really high up in the news feeds, and I'm going, I know these people saw that because they had 400 people or whatever comment on the other, but it's because there's nothing in it for them. Like I think they're afraid of it, and it was probably like Corey that liked it. It was probably 3 people on the skull. But yeah, that's something that's like that they could invest in. That's huge to give you some new contacts.
Yeah,
I love it.
Carrie Johnson, I had a couple things I wanted you to say.
What I was going to talk about was, I think the times when I felt like momentum in my business are the times when I feel like I have momentum with my other non-Plexus posts. So like Elizabeth said, you know, it kind of is actually opposite of what you said, but maybe it's a timing thing.
People saw that. People saw my Plexus post. They just didn't like it.
I think about like that is so interactive because she's just being real. I've got gray hair and a baby. What am I going to do with this? And I think like it's just like not like, look at my perfect little family, but here's life. And I think you post funny things or, you know, something, not just silly, like stick your tongue out pictures, but something really connecting. And I think those are really, really helpful. But I also think I intentionally spend probably 30 to 45 minutes, probably an hour, twice a day going through Facebook, just scrolling. And I'm looking for people to post on. I'm looking for, oh, that's such a cute picture of you and your sister. Or how is your sister doing anyway? Or, you know, especially today, I'm thinking that because of Siblings Day. You know, just things like that where you're interacting with people and you're just saying, how are you doing? Or how was that trip? You know, just like asking them a question where they kind of feel like they have to respond. I know a couple of, maybe a month ago, I posted a granola recipe that I did. And I mean, I got a comment on it today. I think I got 2 comments on it today from a girl from high school that I hadn't talked to in 25 years. And I'm like, what is so, you know, it's just so random, but it's like when you have spent a little bit of time going through your friends list and trying to go and see what are they up to, where do they live, you know, just that kind of thing, and just being like liking their, not just liking, but commenting so that they they see your name, they associate you with something, and then when you have a really good baby and getting your hair colored post, then it kind of connects you more on Facebook, and then you post a really good Plexus one, and then all of a sudden, even if nobody likes it, you might get a message. You might get a private message from somebody, and so I've just seen that pattern over and over again. And like, I think especially like Sunday nights or Friday nights, Saturday mornings are really good times to post. And that seems to be really good. One new thing that I think this is a new Facebook thing. I took a screenshot of it because I couldn't believe it. It was like I got a notification from Facebook telling me how many people I had direct interaction with in the month of March. I don't know, did anybody else notice that? So it'll say like, so you commented or they commented on yours, like 50 people, and mine was several hundred. And I was like, okay, that is only 10% of my friends list. I've got a lot of work to do on social media to make myself more approachable, likable, developing my brand, like one of the things that Suzanne's been working on. And I think part of our brand should be us being about other people. And so I think when you're about other people and you notice what's going on in their life, they're more apt to be interested in your silly granola post or whatever it is. I just think you cannot underestimate the power of interacting with people, not just liking, but interacting with them about what's going on in their life. So I think those are the times when I feel like I have a lot more buzz. I mean, like right now, I feel like I'm following up with 10 people, and I'm not doing very good at that. But they're on my list, and I keep, I'll do 1 or 2 a day and just kind of try to chip away at it. But anyway, I mean, to have 10 people, whereas other times you feel a little bit stuck, I think it's because of interacting with people.
That's good. Really good.
And I mean, the whole buzzword right now is attraction marketing. Like, have y'all heard that term, like attraction marketing? And so like how we present ourselves on Facebook and on Instagram, well, I'm in social media, whatever. You want people to be attracted to us. Like, you can it's real easy on Instagram to look at because, you can go to like their little profile thing and you can see a whole bunch of their posts and you can kind of see like, oh, they've posted a ton of, like mine's probably gonna be like all baby pictures, or they've posted a ton of quotes. They posted, and you kind of want it to be varied, and you want it to be like, you kind of want somebody to go, well, I would like to get to know her, So if you're always like posting a sarcastic comment or a self-promoting comment or something like that, that's not very attractive. You can throw those kind of stuff in, but it's like the whole point is for people to be attracted to like, oh, I want to follow her, and I want to know what she's up to. And so, I mean, it's kind of doing that, like you're talking about, like doing a funny picture. Like, it's not always Little Miss Perfect or whatever. It's like, oh, I relate to her in some way. And that's what we want those people to do. One thing I too wanted to add, when you were talking, Carrie, Christy Hull mentioned that this is what she started doing with her friends when she really felt like she kind of saturated her friend list of people knowing about, she's from like a tiny little town. But she would go to like some of her friends. So let's say like your friend from high school that commented on your granola post. Well, she would go to that girl's, let's say her name is Susan. So she goes to Susan's Facebook page and she would go and see what mutual friends y'all had. And she would like some of the people so let's say y'all had some non-mutual friends, and she goes, well, this girl kind of looks like me, and she looks like she would go click on her stuff, and if she didn't have any Plexus friends, she would ask to be friends with her. So she could start showing up in their newsfeed, so she could be in areas and people could see her Plexus posts. And a lot of people accepted those friendships. Like, if it's kind of new and you're not like saturated with all the Plexus people. So she was purposely friending mutual friends that didn't have Plexus friends, if that makes sense. Am I saying that right? And so it was really smart. But she was kind of looking at people's profiles, and she'd be like, oh, she's a mom, she's, does this job or whatever. And kind of almost like, I mean, she was prospecting those people just based on their Facebook page, and then liking them, like friending them, and then purposely like commenting on stuff like, oh, like that's cute. I mean, and somehow she would show up. I mean, she got people that she didn't even know that were messaging her because she Facebook friended them. So I was like, that's really smart So you can kind of like cultivate a little bit your friend list by you requesting to be friends with people that don't have Plexus friends, you know, and so you're their one Plexus friend, and who knows where they are. And I mean, it's easier to kind of go, well, my friend from high school, let me see who her friends are. I haven't talked to her, you know, you can kind of, but that's just one idea. When you were saying that, I was thinking, oh yeah, now I think Christy's like maxed out on friends, but I think that's what she was doing in the day, and she was getting people. So that's just an idea too, if you feel kind of stuck. And I mean, some of that, again, that's cultivation. You're not going to immediately be like, oh, I've got this new friend and she wants to ask me about Facebook or about Plexus, but it's just expanding your market in a very easy way, you know, in a networking group.
Yeah.
That's going to be perfect.
All right, Emily, why don't you share what you were going to share?
You want me to talk about my PV? My PV? Okay. So something that motivates me is money. I'm not going to lie. And, I mean, I'm at gold. When I was at silver, one of my first goals was to make sure I was getting at least the 500 PV, because it's a big jump to go from that 15% to the 25%. That you're earning back. And then I think probably since like right before convention last year, leading up to going gold, I made it my goal to at least have 1,000 PV. And then if I got over the 1,000 PV, I started looking at who would be good to ask if they'd be interested in becoming ambassadors. And obviously I'm listening, I'm trying to, you know, decide and, you know, have some wisdom about if they're going to be sharing, if they're people who are active on social media, who have a good presence already, who really, really like Plexus and will share, and then approaching them and talking the business with them and then converting them. And then my PV would go back down. So then I work it back up to 1,000. Obviously now I'd like my PV to be even higher, but having that 1,000 PV really pads your paycheck. I mean, like that's a difference between probably like being at like $200 paycheck to a $500 paycheck for me and above. So that definitely helped motivate me and help and just want, you know, knowing that if I put time into it, I'm rewarded with money, and that money makes a difference for my family. So that's the short version. If you need goals to kind of look towards and strive for, that really helped my momentum. And I would say, like, I use 7-day challenges a lot. If you haven't done one of those in a while, I highly recommend doing a 7-day challenge, because that usually helped grow my PV too, because people would buy for the challenge and then often they would buy, you know, the full triplex or whatever after the challenge. So that also helped grow that PV.
I would also make sure that if you're going to convert somebody from a customer to ambassador, their order is going to be over $100.
Yes. Thanks, Karen. Yep. That's right.
Elizabeth and I have talked about this a number of times. There's nothing more frustrating.
It's huge.
Someone putting this in a $79 order every month as an ambassador, and you're not getting pay points, you're not getting PV, and very frustrating.
Yes.
So
yes.
Definitely being strategic about that, I think, is really good. So Elizabeth.
Yeah, and I mean, Emily, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
When you have like, so you got these, you're really good. Corey was talking about how you're really good with, you know, interacting and following up with all your customers. After they've been, I mean, so if you're trying to maintain that 1,000 PV and then you convert and all that, do you ever try to add, like, introduce people to new products?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that go?
It depends on how the products are working. I mean, that's part of the follow-up, which I know that Carrie Johnson was going to talk a little bit about too, about how she follows up with her customers. But I definitely try to listen for that and then encourage that. Sometimes they're open. It depends. Sometimes they switch products out. Depends on how much they want to be spending per month, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, definitely having product knowledge helps. Which
I was just wondering, I was like,
yeah.
Do you ever kind of go, oh, well, you should try the so-and-so? And I have a really hard time with adding on. That's like, that's just one of my, like, I feel nervous. Like if they've already bought it I mean, that's so silly because I'm like, I love them all, but I think I'm just such a, like, I'm very frugal. So it's really hard when I feel like I want to add on. So I just didn't know if you had any, like, really good, because people ask, like, I mean, I love this, but I love this. I don't know what would be best for you. Huh? You know, I'll end up being exotic and slim. Like if you're bare minimum, it'd be those. But then it's like, but I love this, and you feel better about it. So I don't know. If it's just add on.
I posted about Accelerator this last week, and I've had several customers be like, "Oh wait, maybe I should try that." And it's like what, $30? I mean, it's not super expensive, so it's an easy one to get somebody to add on, like the smaller ones. Like maybe try Block for a month or try Accelerator for a month, because you're not asking them for a $70-$80 commitment. So I had several people just ask me about Accelerator this week. So I think it's just little things like that, like highlighting personal product stories throughout your month, you know, as you think about your Plexus posts.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Do y'all ever send like emails to all your customers like, hey, I just want to introduce you to these products, or I'm on this, or do you ever touch base with everybody, or is it always one-on-one?
Yeah. Mine's been one-on-one. I wish I had like a newsletter or something like that. I wish I was really cool like that, but I'm not yet.
It's probably more effective one-on-one that you're doing that, I would think.
A couple things, and we can kind of get back to some of that, but Elizabeth, you were kind of talking about, I think building momentum, you know, us going into May. Elizabeth and I have been in conversation about a pretty fun thing. Elizabeth, do you want to we're not going to tell you exactly what's going on, but.
Well, I think that, if I'm being totally just like candid, I have a hard time not being totally honest all the time. So I'm always like, I'll just tell y'all what I'm doing.
It's why we love
this. I've personally been discouraged about the Leaders Retreat contest and the convention contest because I feel like they don't appeal to the masses of the really hardworking Plexus ambassadors. I will say that I have talked to Tarl about it. I've written in about it. We had opportunity of a lifetime here last week, and I told Sarah Bjorgard, who was here, that I didn't like it. It's just like a big thing for me because when I first started with Plexus, when I was a gold, I went to Leaders Retreat at Amelia Island, and that totally changed the way that I felt about Plexus because I saw the quality of people that were there. You know, we were kind of introduced to the executives. I felt like, oh, this company, I fit here. I think I had just preconceived notions of MLMs and all that kind of stuff. And at that point, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. Do I really want to be all in? And that really helped me get all in. So to me, everybody talks about events and leaders are made at convention or whatever the term is that people always say. And I really believe it really helps you go all in when you see those people and you kind of go, okay, I fit here. So all that said, I've been discouraged the last couple of years about the convention contest. Well, the convention contest this year in particular, but Leaders Retreat, I've been feeling like it. Anyway, I feel like the people it should really be focused on are the golds, the senior golds, the rubies who are working so hard, not the upper echelon of people who are already they're sold out to Plexus. So that said, it kind of got me started thinking and kind of talking to a couple other people, we really need some kind of bigger incentive that goes for the middle, the rubies and the senior rubies before you get to that jewel level. We need something for golds and senior golds to really strive for. And since that's not going to be a corporate wide thing, Corey and I kind of talked about okay, well, what could we do for Corey's leg that could incentivize everybody? Everybody from ambassador to through senior gold to a special incentive just for y'all, and it would be something to shoot for the ruby, senior ruby level. So anyway, we're kind of working that out and going to figure out what that's going to be and what that's going to look like, and it'll be just for this leg, and we'll set some parameters, and it'll be it'll require PV, it'll require, personally sponsored customers and ambassadors, and we'll kind of come up with all those guidelines. And my thought is that it would kind of run through, we would hopefully announce it maybe May 1st, and it would run through October 1st. So then it would kind of correspond with Leaders Retreat, so you can kind of double dip. We'd have some similar PV, personally sponsored people. So, and I think it could be really, really fun. I hope we're still working on it. It can be good. And it was going to all be these activities that are going to boost your business anyway. So I loved when Corey told me about Emily and how she always aims for that 1,000 in PV, and then, converts the people, and then her goal is always to stay there. So it's like, okay, well, now I've got to get to work on new customers. So I would really encourage y'all, like, knowing that Plexus as a whole has some new things that they're rolling out in May that I think will really help us boost sales. I think we'll see some good momentum just because of what Plexus is rolling out. For at least 30 to 60 days. Like, we'll have new things to talk about and stuff like that, and that would be really helpful. So I would encourage y'all now to kind of make the goals. Like, Emily has her goal, I want 1,000 in PV. Well, maybe your new goal can be, I'm going to have 1,200 in PV, and start thinking like, I want to, in May and June, get more new people, whether it's new customers or new ambassadors, something like that. Like, just kind of start setting some goals and some guidelines and revisiting some of those, what you want out of it. And again, it could just be, I want to make sure I'm making that $500 or I'm making that $1,000, and you could figure that out. There's a lot of different formulas that could get you there, And so the kind of the contest and the incentive that Corey and I are talking about, it'll be a mix of rank, PV, personally sponsored people. Maybe we'll add like you helping people on your team going silver. I'm not sure. Again, I'm going to kind of flesh that out over the next couple of weeks and before we make an announcement. And honestly, like, we want it to be something that y'all are excited about. So if we make it and y'all go, well, it'd be better this way, we can switch it up too. So it's just something to hopefully get y'all excited about it, because there is such a jump right now in incentives and things like that. It's almost like it feels to me non-existent at some of that middle level. So we just kind of want to add that back in and add that excitement back in. And I do think that we're going to have some new tools, and especially like with convention, Marianne Luciano, I talked with her, who's the education person or whatever, or ambassador education. And I was asking her about convention, and it really, all of convention is going to be focused on products and marketing. So it's really going to be the Cindy Latham, she's the new director or the CMO, whatever that is, marketing person. I literally can't think of words a lot of times, but y'all are tracking with me. She's the marketing lady.
We're there.
I called myself the other day Elizabeth Lewis, and Brent goes, or could it be Elizabeth James? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize I said Elizabeth Lewis. Like, what's that word? Those things that you walk up and it's like stairs. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the word. Anyway, so it's going to be Cindy Latham and then Sarah Bjorgard, who's the marketing or she's the salesperson. So they're hopefully what I was hearing from Marianne was that it's going to be a lot focused on our products and how we sell our products. So I think that will be super helpful too. How do we get out there and, really make it to where you want our accelerator? Why would you not take our accelerator? Or, so hopefully we'll be able to share with customers and our ambassadors, even if they're wholesale ambassadors, like, you do not want to go to sleep without taking that Mega X, and here's why. And, so I'm excited about that as far as the convention goes. And then they're doing a lot more sales training in the breakout groups. So I think that will be helpful for us too, because that's bottom line. We're salespeople, and so they need to give us the tools, since they've taken away a lot of our tools, like that we talked about a couple weeks ago. They're going to hopefully be giving us some tools to actually use. And I think with the trim up and all the data that they gather from that, we're going to have a lot more claims that we can make. So that will be helpful as well. So, so I do think, I think May, June, and maybe even through July, maybe even some of these changes will push us through that, really get some momentum, and then, we can continue that on. So I really feel like we're about to feel a little bit of a shift. And we had a great March. I think the pay point was 2.89, which is the highest it's been in a little while. So that's really good, and hopefully we can continue those sales. March typically is really good anyway as far as sales. I don't know why. I don't know if it's spring break and people are wanting to lose weight or get healthy, but we can. I feel like just yesterday I'm like, okay, girl, it's time for you to get healthy. I'm like, except I need Carrie Seacrest to make me meals every day. I'm like, if I lived with Carrie, I'd be skinny too, because she's so motivating. I'm like, if she was my next door neighbor, I'd be like, give me some of that avocado toast or whatever you're making every day. It's so good. I've been totally inspired. I've been sitting inspired, but I haven't done anything about it. But you have totally inspired me. I'm preparing myself to harness my inner Carrie Seacrest. So, anyway, so yeah, I think we've got good stuff. I think we need to refocus some of our tactics, like kind of set yourself some goals. I mean, let's finish April strong. I don't think we've got to like sit and wait. I think it's, again, what we talked about, like get back and consistently posting and figuring out who you want to talk to, do a contest to get some new people to reach out to, look back, take inventory of your past customers and see who could I maybe re-interest or get some new interest in Plexus again, kind of look at that, and then figuring out what do you really want from Plexus and what's the makeup of, so I can do that, and I really do, like, if y'all have some stuff where you're like, hey, this is what I'm wanting, how do you think that can be possible? I mean, most everybody on this call has been around, they know how to do that. You can play around with the numbers and figure it out, and then maybe tell some people, so Annette tells Kristen and says, hey, hold me accountable for talking to 10 people, or, whatever it is that you want your goals and stuff like that to be, share it with somebody else. I feel like I've kind of been a little bit silent on my goals lately. I've been like, no, okay, I'm ready to be held accountable. You kind of get to a point where you're like, I don't want to be held accountable. But then you go, but if I'm not going to do it. I got to say it out loud to somebody. So I would say it out loud. Maybe it's something y'all post on your team page. This is some of my goals. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you haven't talked to anybody new this whole year, well then go, okay, I'm going to talk to one new person this month. And I'm going to tell them about why I really love Plexus. And I think that's a huge win. I mean, who knows what that one person can do, but maybe take some of those. I would, Corey, continue trading some ideas. Even just listening to y'all tonight, I was like, oh yeah, I used to do that. And I used to like that. Maybe just start a thread of hey, what are your best ideas? Because I'm sure some other people will have that. And that would be really good for people to, your best get in momentum ideas and share them with people, and then just grab one of those and go, this is what I'm doing this week.
Yeah.
I think that could be really big.
I think that's so good. And I felt like there was a couple other things that we only have 4 minutes. And so I really was I want to keep it at 40 minutes because I know evenings are precious time. But I do think I was going to have Carrie Johnson and Carrie Seacrest share a little bit. Carrie Johnson is really good with keeping in contact with her customers. She's great at retaining, keeping her customers, because her customer service is fantastic. And Chris is monster at following up. She's just incredible at following up and just being consistent with that. And so she'll be like, I messaged them 2 years ago, and I just kind of keep every once in a while throwing out a line. And it's kind of what you say, Elizabeth, just being just tossing a bone sometimes, just being or playing catch, just keep throwing back until they'll throw it back at you. And so she's really good about that. And so those were a few things that, like I said, if we'd had more time, I would have loved for y'all to share some of that. But I want to be
sorry.
No. I think this has been great. But as what Elizabeth and I have really talked about, we talked a few days ago and then been voice messaging today, and really just I feel like, especially for a lot of us that have been going for a while, we're needing that momentum to pick back up, and that's really what we're talking about tonight, which is great. And I think what Elizabeth is, a lot of what she was saying is we've got some really good things coming. We've got some really exciting stuff that Plexus is doing, what Elizabeth and I are doing for the goals and senior goals. It's really, really cool, guys. We're really excited about it. That we're really excited to share with you, but we still got to work out the details. But y'all, it's stuff that's legit. It's really cool stuff. So so get excited about it.
We wouldn't do anything else but totally
cool stuff. Are you kidding? Yes. We are so hardcore.
Right. You want to be part of this.
Yes, you do want to be part of this. It's a good one. So, but I do just want to encourage you guys, and this is me speaking to myself. And again, obviously we just moved and we're trying to kind of get our footing here. But I'm I got to get back to my basics. I got to get back to my Franks list. I need to do some drawings. I need to get my, continue to get some new customers. I need to find some new back. Like, I'm just kind of going, I got to do what I did when I first signed up, and that's, there for a long time, I felt like I was more focusing on my team, which has been great. But I'm like, okay, but I still got to keep doing what I've been doing too. And so I think sometimes we're like, okay, well, what do I need to do? Well, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just got to keep doing what worked in the first place, And so my son is sitting right here. Yep. So anyway, watch out. Wait a second. 1 minute. So anyway, all that to say, I wanted, first of all, I love seeing all these faces, and second of all, that we've got some great things coming. Convention is always a huge momentum builder. Everyone's seeing all the pictures and all that kind of stuff, and they're saying, I wish I was there, and how do I get there next year? I mean, I always feel like that's a really great thing, and we always get so pumped up. Of course, we'll all be together, and I can't wait for that. But I just want y'all to know that Elizabeth and I are, trying real hard to think very strategically about how best to help you guys and help your teams and all of that, because we want to have everybody win. So anyway, that's all I was going to say. So anyway, we have less than a minute. Elizabeth, did you want to say anything else?
I thought you wrapped it up beautifully.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we have less than a minute, so.
Another call, so we can do our announcement.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have it planned.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will. So May 1st, it's coming. So, okay, guys, y'all have a good night, and y'all are amazing.
Thank you so much, you
All
guys.
right.
Thank you.
All right, bye, guys. Stopping recording.